Hi, and thank you for joining us. So I'm Danielle Alero. This is Paul Grant. You've probably met with one of us for our firm introduction. So today, thank you for logging on because we're going to go over the client contract. So the first couple of pages here are things that we would have gone over in the firm introduction meeting. So we explored and educated about what the differences are between a will and a trust. Step number 2 is to engage and create your plan. So with all of our clients, we have to have a contract, so that's what we're going to be going over today. So you can flip to where it has a big number 2 on the top left corner of your book, and that's kind of where we're going to start. So it says engage and create, and it goes through that with this contract, what we're going to do is we're going to create your trust, a certification of trust, your will, power of attorneys, both financial and for health, your end-of-life document, so your living will, HIPAA, so access to your medical records. So all of those are going to be included in what we are going to start doing in your design sessions.
So we gave you a fixed fee for doing the services. Those are some of the documents that we've created or we will create during this process. Now, the thing about using a fixed fee with an attorney is that if at some point in the relationship, we can't imagine how this would ever happen, but you decided, I don't like planning with purpose anymore, and I don't want to continue my services, then the next page simply says that we would use our hourly rate. Now, our hourly rates will be on the design summary sheet. When you walk into the office, we're going to present to you at your first design meeting a design summary sheet. That's going to have the fixed fee that we quoted you, the annual maintenance program fee. It's going to disclose our hourly rates because that's what we would use if you decided that you wanted to go a different direction after we started the relationship. It's also going to have a couple of initials for you that we will point out during our time here as we go through the contract. So expect that when you come into the office, we're going to lay down the design summary sheet. We're going to say, do you have any questions about this video that you watched? We hope this is rather self-explanatory. Take all the time you need, and then we'll get your signature and we'll move right into the discussion about your estate plan.
So the next section is client files, and so the important portion here is that our file retention is that we will keep your file for a year after our relationship is terminated. So we do have the maintenance program, so we'll keep it for as long as you remain in the maintenance program, and then for 1 year after, however we terminate that relationship.
There is one other section just before that, though, Danielle, that I want to briefly look at, which is if we had any high net worth discussion, any other future tax issues, that would be a different contract, a different discussion. So this contract is for your base planning, just the documents that we discussed at the beginning here. So for your trust, your power of attorneys, this is your foundational planning. High net worth or Medicaid planning, anything else would be a different discussion later down the road.
Thank you. So that's client files as well, and then confidentiality. So confidentiality is a big deal in the attorney world. It means that I can't even tell somebody that you are my client, let alone any information about your estate plan or anything that we talk about. So with confidentiality, we have a specific section for those doing joint planning. So that would be married couples or others doing joint planning, and that's the consent to joint representation. So what that means is that I owe each individual a duty of confidentiality, but we're doing joint planning, which means that everything's on the table, so all of your assets, all of the information, there's no secrets from one another, and we're doing this as a together plan. So besides birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, if somebody comes to me and says, don't tell the other person, and we're going to keep some sort of a secret, now I have an issue because we were agreeing that it's going to be a joint representation.
And so we move on to the next page then, which is third-party confidentiality. Now, as a firm, we need to hire other professionals to assist us, such as a CPA, bookkeeper, individuals to help us with our software. So those individuals may see that you are a client. If our CPA is looking through our books, they may see your name. Well, technically, that's a breach of confidentiality. However, this section says in order for us to run our business, you're going to consider that if we hire another professional who needs to assist us to run our business, and they see something about your plan or about you, that is not a breach of confidentiality. The next section is a limited release of attorney-client privilege. This is similar, that you have financial advisors, you may own a home, so we may need to talk to the county, you have bank accounts, maybe you have a CPA that we need to communicate with, insurance agents, and the list goes on. So this section says if we need to reach out to them and communicate to them in order to do our job and fulfill our obligations, specifically when we begin to integrate all of your assets into the plan, then us telling them that you are our client is not a breach of our confidentiality. Lastly, it says additional releases. That's specifically for financial advisors. If you have a financial advisor, we're going to ask for you to make one of two elections. Either you agree that we can communicate with the financial advisor about the progress that we are making in the planning. This is important because it allows us to give them a heads up. They're an integral part to making sure that your assets, your IRAs, your investments, annuities, life insurance policies often, that all of those are integrated to your policy. So we would appreciate, if you approve, the opportunity to communicate with them a little more freely than just the plan itself. You do not have to give us that permission, so we will present to you with the design summary sheet the opportunity to say yes, you can communicate with the advisor, or no, we would appreciate only communication that is necessary.
So that takes us through step 2, which is the creation of your plan. So once we have signed your trust, all of your power of attorneys, then we move to step 3, which is financial integration. So step 3, you'll see on that flow chart and in the contract as well under the financial integration agreement, the process that we will go through to get your assets fully integrated with your plan. And so you can see there that our goal is that be done in 6 months. So that includes writing all of the letters to your different financial institutions, filing an in-state deed. All of those are included in this financial integrations agreement. On the following page, there are some additional costs, so hopefully you've met with us and we've let you know if there are any of these that are applicable to you, but some of the more common ones would be if you have multiple properties or out-of-state properties, those would be additional costs and they would be disclosed on the design summary sheet. Or if you have cryptocurrencies or timeshares, those just take additional time for us to be able to get those fully integrated. And so those will also be on your design summary sheet. And finally, client participation. So these are all still your assets, and so as we get things integrated, we may need your help in order to speak with financial institutions or get the information that we need. So under client participation agreement, it says that you are going to immediately communicate with us if you are receiving communication from your financial institutions. And likewise, we're going to use our best efforts to make sure that you are fully funded. So this is a team effort that we are going to be fully funded within 6 months after you've signed your trust. So that takes us through steps 1 through 3. So number 4, there will be a separate video for that. That is for the Legacy and Maintenance Program. So please review steps 1 through 3. This will be your contract. We'll ask you to sign the design summary sheet when you come in and meet with us. Please bring any questions that you have, and we will be seeing you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.